we have a spotlight on the Middle East. You know, we're in Cannes, France right now. Oh, sorry, what? Okay, we're good. I'm going to sit. So, if you guys would just get a microphone, I'm just going to quickly introduce you guys, and then if you could just say who you are. Yeah, here's some microphones here. There's one. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So we'll start on this end here. Lord Carmen Villani. Is that how I say it, Villani? Yeah. Would you just introduce yourself quickly and explain to everybody here what is your role and what is your role in the Middle East? Because it. Yes. Oh, a little double check here. Let's get some microphones working. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got one anyway. You can use this, sir. So we got one here. You can use mine. All right.
Yes,
good?
yes,
all right.
Absolutely. Pleasure being here, first of all. Well, I run a multifamily office, and we focus on at some royal families from Saudi Arabia, but as well as other families in the Gulf. Saudi mainly, but some Kuwait, Bahrain, and Oman. We have, at the same time, we're matching a lot of the family office focus from US and Europe, some LATAM. And I've been in the region for over a decade, and we'll be focusing across the Vision 2030, which is a very, you've heard, I'm sure, it's a very ambitious vision, which is diversified from hydrocarbon into the new technologies, AI, data centers, renewable, hospitality, to make it mainly Saudi Arabia a destination from sport, culture, and so forth. And this program is about $8 trillion investment program, requires partnerships, because you cannot just implement it on your own. So that means that there has been a lot of shift and focuses creating, because the role of GCC has, and Saudi Arabia in particular as one of the leading countries, of course, the leading country in GCC, it's been a bridge between East and West. And so whether from Asia or China to US, Europe, Latin America, there's been a lot of logistics and localization taking place in the region, and in Saudi in particular, in the past, of course, in UAE. And anyway, so that we've been trying to match the 1 + 1 = 11 type of synergies between our family offices.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Did you say 8 trillion with a T?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I just wanted to check. So the vision is 2030 is $8 trillion invested in the growth to diversify away from hydrocarbon. Wow, incredible. Okay.
Well,
Hadi.
the trillion is to modernize hydrocarbon. So gas and oil is the modernization also of that. There's a component, because it continues to.
So we're not going to get rid of oil and gas, but we can make it cleaner. Amazing. Hadi Alawi, you have been a patron of this event for many, many years, and thank you for this. And also you won the Lifetime Achievement Award recently in Miami, so that was lovely. You are a leading businessman, but also a leader in Bahrain and around the world. What do you see Bahrain's, I guess, role in the GCC, and how do you see all of the communities working together, and what do you see for the future?
Thank you very much. Well, Bahrain is 5,000 years before Christ. It's an island in the Gulf and has a lot of history. It's called the Pearl of the Gulf, and very neutral, like Switzerland. You know, we don't believe in politics. We believe in live and let live. So being in the middle of the Gulf, very ancient country, and we are linked by a 25-kilometer bridge between Bahrain and Saudi, which is the biggest place in the Gulf. And we believe to attract investor there. And the government of Bahrain have got some scheme. It doesn't match anywhere in the world. So there is something called EDP, Economic Development Board. It will pave the way for you to come to Bahrain. It will even tell you where you can cut your hair, you know, if you want. So the other government organization is called Tamkeen. And if you translate it to English, it means empowerment. It empowers your business. They'll give you a scheme. Okay, for 3 years, they'll pay the salary of your employee if you come and set up your business in Bahrain. And they will give you a grant of up to $100,000 free to set up your business, marketing, brochures, any furniture. And the second thing, they will also train your employee. But the employee has to be local, you know. So Bahrainization is very important for this organization. They will send them wherever you want to be trained. They pay for their salary, training, living expense, traveling expense. So if you go and you just put Economic Development Board or EDP.com, that's the start where it will pave the way for you to start. And the second one, Tamkeen.com, TAMKEEN.com, and that will tell you why Bahrain is different than any other in the Gulf. And then it's only 1.5 million people, 750 local, 750 expatriate, and Bahrain has the highest per capita PhD holder in the world. With 750,000, we have 39,550 PhD holder. So if you take America, maybe 300 million, maybe there is 10 million PhD holders. So please welcome to Bahrain. We will put a green, not a green, a red carpet for you to come. It might turn to green later on for you to go.
I don't have the microphone.
Sorry. Can you fix something about this microphone, please?
All right, well, we're going to, oh, there we go. Now we've got them all working. Perfect. So, Melentina Marcus, you're the ambassador for the Romanian community in Dubai. So how do we bridge Romania and Dubai? What's going on? What are the major projects that are going on? What should we know as investors, as family offices? What should we know that maybe is kind of under the radar right now?
So thank you very much, and thank you for this nice conference. It was a great pleasure to visit Cannes here for all of us. So being ambassador of the Romanian business community, because many are confusing, are saying I'm the ambassador of Romania. No, I'm not the ambassador of Romania, only of the Romanian business community in UAE, because 1 year ago, we moved to Dubai, and we are looking for platforms where to connect and to understand more about the economical and the business environment. It was a little bit difficult and to understand, and one of the mistakes I have done, and I've seen many are doing, is we are coming with the Western mentality. And that's why, after a few months, we decided that let's build a community, Romanian business community, just to make the bridges between Romanian businesses who wants to enter on the UAE market. And I'm referring only to the UAE because this is our main focus. But usually we've mentioned that when you think about Dubai or UAE, it's a mistake to think only to this market, because once you enter, you have to take the full potential of the Gulf area. How we are doing this one? First of all, educating about one means for the Romanian businesses, and in the last weeks, not only Romanians, because also other nationalities are coming to discuss about what is this part of mentality and how is the business, let's say, business environment, the business behavior, because here in it's more focused on trust, on creating relationships, on creating this part of integrity, on coming on with investment on long term, not only short term. So helping to create this this plan to enter, and also to create a friendly, trustful environment, ecosystem, because we know there are many scammers, there are many, there are language barriers, so it's easy to make mistakes, it's easy to have some problems, also legal problems. That's why we created like a trustful ecosystem for legal advising, for accounting advising, for everything, just to understand how to position yourself and who are your partners in the local market.
That's lovely. I think maybe you can also be the Romanian ambassador for the community to Bahrain too. We'll set this up.
I would love to extend, because we started with the UAE, but we'd love to extend it in
now
the entire
we're bridging gaps from around the world. I also want to introduce Nikola Petkovic, our newest member, newest mentor of Unlimited Awesome. He just signed up 5 minutes ago, so I'm very excited about that. Nikola, you're an investor in sports, and you were just telling me that you guys have done some amazing things in Saudi. And when I say amazing, like, you know, really, really big things. So maybe you can just kind of enlighten us of what you've been working on in the sports industry. And, you know, there's just the sheer size of it is incredible. So please share your story.
Hello, everyone. So first, happy Islamic New Year to all our Arab friends. Today is Arabic New Year. Second thing, okay. Yes.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, this is my second home. I'm the resident there. Most of the time I'm spending in Jeddah and London now. So yes, we work on the sport industry with the Sela Group. That's one of the PF company, and they're our partners and friends. Everyone knows what Saudi did in the last few years in the sport and all other projects as well. But the sport is maybe key because of the marketing and you know, the all world looking like, example, Cristiano Ronaldo. When they bring him 2.5 years ago, he made big impact in the country. In the first 6 months of his arrival, the Saudi tourism grew 2,000. It's officially, so it's an insane number. And now they sign new contract with him for 2 years, next 2 years, for 400 million net. Okay, it's including salary and all these things that he's doing for the Saudi Vision 2030 and Saudi World Cup 2034. They will be hosted in Saudi Arabia. We are investing in the tournament, in sponsorship deals. We're trying to bring so many nice events there. Also, we have His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. He's a great guy who changed the boxing. The boxing was actually for the poor, how they call, but now it's elite sport. But it's all coming from Saudi. And I think that through the sport, so many investors come to Saudi because, you know, everyone heard, okay, this guy is coming. This what happening in that country, and it's really a huge country, the biggest country in the Gulf, yes, with population of 35 million people. I think 70% is younger than 35 here, yes, if I'm right. So really working hard there, and I think this is the future country. I know I have also so many friends in Bahrain. It's an amazing country, beautiful people. I call this Switzerland of Gulf. Really very nice. Sometimes from Dammam we're going there for some fun and to meet our friends. So yes, also other business that we're doing, and we just opened a company about real estate and lands with some of the royal members and our friends, also the Alawi family, who has so many lands in the Jeddah and Medina. So I want to invite all you guys to Saudi Arabia, all GCC, UAE, Bahrain, Qatar. It's amazing countries. Especially for me, Saudi is a target because even you guys with the token and crypto, you can invest in the sport and open this market. Yeah, really, it's a big future with the crypto, and the sport is the biggest marketing, I think. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikola. Amit, you know, we're talking about the Middle East, and you're from India. And India is kind of, it dwarfs the entire GCC. I mean, the one city has the same population of the entire GCC. How do you see India and GCC kind of working together? And what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on the international relations and what's going on from your perspective? Please put your hands together for Amit Jain.
Thank you. I think Thank you for your question. I think there's a major shift which is happening from the West to the Middle East. To give you some numbers, recently there's a survey from Henley Partners. They have predicted that in 2025, almost 17,000 millionaires are going to move out of UK. And most of the people from
Sorry, you said 17,000 millionaires
are moving out of UK.
Wow.
They are going to go out of UK because, and I think this shift is happening. There are 2-3 reasons for it. Number one, that I think GCC offer great opportunities nowadays. If we see that most of the economies in GCC, they are getting out of that oil shadow. They are getting into a different kind of businesses. They are creating different business model, whether it's infrastructure, it is logistic, it is financial markets, or it's real estate. So I think they are moving away from their traditional business model, which is giving a strength to these economies now very, very well. So that's a number one factor. Number two, so far as India is concerned, I think India always work very closely with UAE particularly and GCC because, of course, we have a lot of dependence on that country because of our oil and other things. So I think the geopolitics is always very, very strong. Now my view is, for your last question, I think what we see that what is the future of GCC? I think GCC is going to be the countries of the future for sure, and there are 3 factors to it. Number one, their geographic locations, because they are centrally aligned. And I think as an Asian, as an European, they would look forward for a good lifestyle, which you can find in good GCC. They look forward for safety, you'll find in GCC. You'll find the career opportunities, you'll find in GCC. And of course, above all, you have a complete life circle, number one. Number two, you have a lot of tax breaks. So there is no income tax in UAE, which is a great puller for that country. Forget about income tax. There is no even capital gain tax. So what I earn from my income, there is no tax on that as well, which actually pulls the talent from the world to UAE. So I think these 2 factors are the major factor where we see that GCC is going to be the future of the world. Thank you.
You know, you mentioned something that I think really strikes the heart of everybody, everywhere, and that's safety and security. You know, one of the things that I've realized about going over to Dubai, especially, and UAE, is the safety is second to none in the world. I come from Canada, and we have a big problem. You know, the police were so frustrated by car thefts because our government let people off the hook so much that the police were recommending that people just leave their keys by the door so that if they steal your car, at least they don't mug you at the same time. This is insane. And when I go over to, the first time I went to Dubai, people are like, no, don't worry, you can leave your phone on the table or you can leave your computer. I thought they were joking. But this is a big factor. Safety, security, and also the lack of taxes. This is a massive opportunity for people to not only grow their wealth, but also enjoy life a little bit better and knowing that they're not going to be mugged or everything. I had some people say, what about women's rights and this? These are all changed. It's a completely different place over there. And I'm really grateful to see it go there because, a decade ago in Saudi anyway, women couldn't drive and there was some oppression. But it's completely flipped upside down now. And now in UAE especially, they have over 50% of women in government roles, which is incredible. So I think that deserves a round of applause.
Absolutely.
I'll just add a comment. So the most important 2 things in life, which people, they don't appreciate it till they lose it. Health and security, safety. So in all over the Gulf, there are cameras, AI. If you put your bag in your car and the window is open and anybody steal it, you'll find it in millisecond through the AI camera. So safety, security, and also healthy country. We take care so much about environment and pollution.
This is the mentality that we need all over the world, and I think Western countries have had it so good for so long that they, it's kind of reverted back a bit. Moving over to Oliver Van Wolf, you're from Germany, and you're bringing a unique perspective of Europe over to GCC. What are you seeing with what you're working on?
Yeah, thank you very much. So I'm 26 years in the UAE, so quite long. I have more with the UAE as with Germany left at the end. So we are one of the top legal and M&A boutiques in the UAE. We're doing a lot of family office restructuring. So if you talk about UAE or Middle East, that's already a big opposite. And there's also like GCC in the middle. So what we see in the region between UAE and GCC is already a very diversified ecosystem, not only economy-wise, also, let's say, legally-wise from the regulation side. If you look to Bahrain, they have done an amazing regulation about digital assets, for example. Dubai tried to follow it. Saudi Arabia is behind. We have an ecosystem, Dubai outside, inside, Saudi Arabia is inside, outside, so it's very diversified. So it means principle for people who want to come to the region, and let's forget for the moment the Middle East getting even more diversified with the upcoming like markets in Morocco, for example, yeah, or Tunisia. So, but if you just look at these two countries, it's amazing opportunities which you get there. And Amir, you just mentioned it. I mean, we had like 50,000 millionaires only moving last year to the UAE. That's one of the most prospective ecosystem financially, innovation-wise, at the moment in the world. And I always saying, and I'm comparing, yeah, the 80s were the time of the US, yeah, so this is the time of the UAE, yeah, and I'm very proud and happy to be part of this great developing. And I have principally seen the transformation, yeah, from 99 to today, 26 years, and it's just amazing what's going on there.
It truly is amazing. You know, we're actually going to be forming Unlimited Awesome in UAE in Abu Dhabi as a foundation. So, I mean, I'm Canadian, but we're bringing our company over there because it makes sense from a tax perspective, but also regulations. There's no regulations in North America for crypto. We just don't have it. So how are you supposed to make something of value not knowing the rules? And so this is important. Lord Carmen, I have a question for you. First of all, my DJ name is Lord Allen. So, we got the lords here. First of all, how did you become a lord?
Well, I belong to an Italian royal family, the last royal knight of the Italian crown. And then also over the years, we've had, in the UK as well, it's always connected for centuries to the laird which is the land that comes with the title. So there's also, it's on both handle from family side as well as.
Is there hope for me?
Of course, but if I do it, you're much smarter than I am. So it's important to start.
We have a little bit of time here. Can you talk about the financial outlook of Saudi GCC? You know, I was looking over your notes here. What is the financial outlook that people can expect? You know, we're talking trillions of dollars here. What's in the horizon? Well,
I was at the FII when 3 weeks ago in Tirana. It was President Macron there. What the Crown Prince MBS said a few years ago is GCC is the next Europe. And Europe, as a result of mechanism due to the euro, a currency without a country, and due to the welfare system of 50% of the world welfare system is in Europe, and you're tied with a combination of factors. And you have areas like Eastern Europe that GDP went up significantly in the last 20 years as a result of having people getting paid €300 a month, when Western Europe has had locked in with the euro an exchange rate that de facto was doubled in real value. And as a result of that, the purchase power of people diminished, and you're stuck in a situation in which you have had Germany has sold over $3 trillion of product from Germany to Western Europe as a result of devalue the Deutsche Mark, revalue the French francs, being France or lira or drachma or pesos. So in Saudi Arabia, in the Gulf, when you revamping an economy, you get the most advanced solutions. You mentioned about 2/3 of the population below 35 years old, half of the population below 20 years old, very intellectually and technologically literate, 600 apps on your phone, including your passport. So you get the most advanced technology. It doesn't matter if it's Singapore or China or Russia or Brazil or Israel or USA or Europe. And it's always been identify what's really the horse versus the donkey versus the dog. So that stated, what is happening now is being more and more that the GCC in general, and Saudi as a leader, is the fact that it's becoming less and less of a battlefield, particularly in these days. And it's more and more becoming a boardroom. And because of the neutrality, because the new generation of royals have focused less on the ideology or Islamism or that type of pan-Arab, okay, but more becoming strategic influence, having ROI on investments, focus on strategic assets such as AI, to be in the cloud computer, on cloud or R&D in general. So being in the race that has been taking place, not just the US and China, of course, Saudi is getting a more and more a stronger role in this case. Like, for example, UAE has been in crypto, very advanced. And in Bahrain and Oman had been investing in sub-cable, as well as sovereign digital infrastructure. So you have seen a variety of sectors. Of course, in Diriyah, we have in Riyadh, we build this in the heart of Riyadh, 17,000 villas and apartments and 42 high-end, hotels, to make it more and more of a destination. Because Saudi is today the #2 most Googled destination for vacation. Wow. #2. And we're supposed to reach 100 million visits by 2030, reach 100 million visits in 2023. Whoa. So now the target is 150. That includes Hajj for promotion, but also include Saudi traveling as a result of opening up that is taking place. From magnificent place, from Alula, I compete in endurance, the 100 miles, equestrian race. It's the most beautiful race probably in the world, and the highest paid too, in Alula, in the north. And then, of course, down in Nasir, I was surprised to see when I visited with His Royal Highness Turki bin Talal, it's like green hills and 10,000 feet, Rocky Mountains. Besides, of course, the Red Sea, which is like in Maldives. And a difference of the Maldives, which you have to have people coming from Russia, China, UK, Germany, Italy, or US. Saudi like to go to vacation and enjoy that more and more because of the opening.
Also, the summer's hot.
Well, that's true. And the south is maybe 25 degrees. Now in Riyadh, it's about 50. And, sometimes even higher than that. So basically, I've had a combination of this sector. Now, with President Trump visiting, is accelerating this process to focus less on ideology, less on democratic or military aspect, but focusing more on pragmatic relationship, pragmatic partnerships throughout the region. And, so that's part of the answer.
Hadi, actually, would you just give us a quick overview of what are the financial opportunities that exist in Bahrain right now, and also GCC? Just very quickly, what are the big top things that come to mind?
Well, very simply, we have about 300 international banks in Bahrain, and by the law of our central bank, they have to put 10% of their capital in the central bank. So there is about $1.2 trillion in the central bank in Bahrain. Shows you the stability. And they pay only 2% to these banks, back as an interest rate. But they deploy this money to make more money and put it in Tamkeen, where I told you there is a scheme to help you to come and invest in Bahrain, and the training of the local people in Bahrain. So today the world is a two-way communication. Like now, I am looking at you all. None of you can see in the back because you don't have eyes. And us here, we don't have eyes in the back. So if I tell you what is behind and you tell us what is behind, we have this two-way communication. And that's what Bahrain is. They listen, they try to help people. And above all, as I told you in the beginning, it's a neutral country like Switzerland. Thank you.
Thank you. Melentina, just quickly, what are the financial opportunities? What are the real opportunities that Romania and the bridge between the two countries or the two areas? What are the immediate things that come to mind?
Okay, so between two countries and the bridging for the UAE, and I was discussing last weeks because I launched also a podcast, Business Talks with Impact, showing exactly what is the real opportunities, inviting experts, inviting success stories, just to show them and just to have very quickly connections and very quickly access to information, because it's difficult in our time who you believe and who you can trust. And one of the discussion was, okay, what is one of our guests was from the consulate, Romanian consulate in Dubai, and discussing about which are the opportunities, which are the domains, because everyone is asking what is the best business, what is working. Everything what is innovative. So it's a big financial opportunity for if you have a domain and you have something innovative. Of course, AI, also wellness, because you know Emirates and Dubai have the AI ministry has happiness ministry.
So basically what you're saying is innovation.
Innovation makes and if you come with innovation and integrity, I think you have the open doors.
Innovation and integrity.
Yes.
Amazing.
I think this are open, and UAE and not only UAE, the Middle East are opening the doors for you.
We've got a very short amount of time left. I want to just hear from Nicola, Amit, and Oliver just quickly. In a few words, what are the major opportunities that you see that, like, right away people can participate in GCC?
First of all, I think, like Crown Prince said, and Lord Villani now said as well, GCC is the new Europe, and it's growing very fast, and Europe is actually focused on politics, and GCC focused on the business and growth on the other ways. So I think it's the right time to invest there. Anyway, UAE is actually, Dubai is a bit close because so many people is already there. It's already 15 years of investment from all over the world, but Saudi Arabia can be really a big step for everyone because they still need many things and they're open for everyone.
So for me, I think the biggest opportunity we see in GCC is into investments, because of there's no capital gain tax for us. So even we are exploring option to shift our family office from Mumbai to Dubai, so that at least we can have that tax benefit and we can cultivate that. That is one. Number two, apart from that, I think whenever there is an economy which is growing, you have a lot of opportunities come in infrastructure, it comes in real estate, it comes in technology. And I think Dubai and the Gulf has that talent, because the talent pool is coming from entire Asia and Europe. Because Europe, I have observed very closely. This is my second month in row I'm spending in Europe. The last 2 months I'm studying Europe, each city, each country I'm going in. And I find there's a cultural shift which is happening in Europe. And for that, to find out a growth, the next generation is moving out of Europe to get better opportunity either in US or in Gulf. So that opportunity of talent, I think you will find a lot of talent in Gulf moving into it. And subsequently, it will create a lot of startup ecosystem. So these are the 4 opportunities we believe can be great for us.
Incredible. Thank you.
So the question was about how to make money in a short term. So I try to keep it short. So for Saudi, it's principle not to look what is their vision for the next 20 years. They have a need at the moment, most likely to fulfill their visions. In construction, electricity, they're looking for transformators, they're looking for digging machines, all this kind of stuff. So that's the moment to sell to them. From a Dubai side, the UAE side, they're always running behind some topics. We had crypto, metaverse, NFTs, and so on. The next trend for the UAE, also from a legal and regulatory perspective, will be IP addresses.
And to bring us home, Hadi, would you please just have some final remarks, and then we'll conclude this panel. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to add one comment. One company in the world, and it is in Saudi, Aramco, caps $6 trillion. That's one company only in Saudi, which is across from our country, 25 kilometers. So you could see how much you can do in that region. Thank you.
One thing interesting, because touch about market. it's liquidity in the market. It's what triggers valuations. And one of the presentation before say why things are valued, 50 times earnings and so forth. There's been an example in 50% is the liquidity, 25% is the comparable, 25% is the company's EBITDA and so forth, financial. In Saudi, there's been story, for example, because of high liquidity, which don't want to count here, but there's a high liquidity. Not only royal family, but regular family, so to speak. What happened is, there's been example of, for example, of there's a very strong market for IPO market. And there is an example of Dr. Sulaiman, which is a hospital, okay? Hospital system, nothing fancy, nothing high tech. Went public, 45 times earnings, okay. But the interesting thing is, was oversubscribed 2,000 times. 2,000 times means there's a demand of investment much higher than was request. And could it be one of those SPAC US style, pump it dump, pump it dump, pump it dump?
Hopefully not.
Went public at 20 billion, now it's over 100 billion, went up 5 times. Wow. That shows you the fact that in terms of partnership, your localization, we build a partnership. You put skin in the game, we invest basically 95%. We will invest more than you, even on the 50-50, with all the structure, we'll invest significantly and will help to grow and expand beyond the GCC and MENA. India is a strong partner, like China's been, and US in Latin America. So this is very strong. Sorry to take you more time than that.
No, we are out of time, guys. Thank you so much. Let's have a round of applause. I have the 3 things I learned from this. Innovation, integrity, and liquidity. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody.